Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. And today I have been challenged by a competitor from a far off distant land. That's right, the South. His name's Troy, and you may know him as the Bold Watch Collector. Now he has come up with this competition and there are 8 other competitors along with us both. This competition is something that is close to my heart. Finding the best watch that you possibly can for £100 or less. Now obviously there's myself and Troy. I am listing the other competitors just here for you guys. So you can go and check out their videos and then come back here and tell me how well I did. Because I know for a fact I've got this one won. Now before I show you the watch, you are going to have to vote on this competition. So what I want you to do is go to the Bold Watch Collectors channel, find the poll. I'm in poll number 2. I want you to go and vote for me. Now I know I've won this competition, so I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity to show you guys how I track down a bargain watch. And then I'll introduce you to what I bought. When Troy put this challenge forward to me, I thought of a great hero of mine. This man travelled to far distant lands, never turned down one fight. He came from nothing. He travelled to Russia to fight a man that was 7 foot bigger than him, at least. Got into the ring, beat him, and then single-handedly ended the Cold War. Probably the greatest heavyweight of the 80s. So I thought to myself, what would my man Rocky do? And obviously the answer was, he'd cut to a montage, so that's what we're going to do.
Okay, so the first thing that I always do when I'm searching for a new watch at a bargain price is I head to hotukdeals.co.uk. Always have something there, usually like a Edifice or G-Shock, something like that. Happens across a couple of Secondas, not really what I'm looking for. I did find a Casio Joro just under £60, and usually that'd be an absolute winner for myself, but I thought probably be able to get a slightly better deal. So I headed over to eBay to look for some pre-owned pieces. Now eBay is always hit and miss, and it's quite hard to find something on there if you're not looking for a certain item. That's how I find it anyway. So I went from eBay to a well-known pre-owned store in the UK called Cash Converters. Had a look at their website and I did find a couple of little items that I thought they look alright, mostly Citizens and the likes of that. Nothing that really lit the world on fire, nothing that would really catch your guys' imagination. So I did have one more trick up my sleeve. This store is new in the UK, it's cgxuk.co.uk. They have plenty of watches on there, and usually you can find a decent deal. I happened across this watch that maybe you guys have heard of before. It's Filippo something. It's an Italian brand. I've heard really good things about them in the watch market. This is their Scari model, and it was out for £100. I thought, £100, it's meant to be. Looks brilliant. Obviously had a lot of horological heritage in there. You guys would have loved it. I checked their website out to make sure it's cheap enough. They're £250, so I was getting a really, really good deal. Let's get it in and let's get it reviewed, guys.
Okay guys, don't worry, I haven't lost my mind, right? I didn't buy a Filippo Loretti, but that would have been pretty funny, right? But I didn't spend the £100. I actually only spent 80. And I did that because I saw one of these watches listed on the same site that I've just shown you, the CGX site, and I contacted the store and asked them if there were any discounts available that they could shoot my way, and they gave me £20 off, which I was jumping for joy at because I would have bought this at 100 anyway. However, I bought it at the £80, and I know that I've won this competition already. This is Swiss made. It's from a reputable Swiss company. It's a dive watch. It's black and orange. As well as that, it's got all of these features. It has measurements for a barometer, an altitude, a compass. It has connected GPS, UV indicator, temperature, activity tracking, sleep monitoring, time recording, and a world time. And no, it's not a G-Shock, it's Swiss. Let me turn this camera around and let me show you what I got. Now this is the Alpina Seastrong HSW. HSW stands for Horological Smartwatch. Now it has all the features that you could probably want from a smartwatch. As mentioned, it's a barometer, altitude measure, compass, has connected GPS, UV indicator, temperature, activity tracking, sleep monitoring, time recording, and it has a world time packed into this. Really nice dive style 44mm casing. Speaking of the casing, it is fiberglass and stainless steel in the case back. Now this watch is pretty good looking. I've had Seastrongs before. This one with the orange bezel, I think that it really does have a nice touch to it. On the market, these are £525 retail price. I picked this one up for an absolute steal. It was £80 from the website mentioned in the more introductory part of this video, cgxuk.co.uk. They are a newer brand on the scene, very much like the second-hand stores that you've seen in the UK before. However, with them being a new fledgling brand, it seems like it's much easier to pick up an absolute bargain with them. I've bought a few watches from them and I've been very happy each time. This one at £80 was a no-brainer for me, especially when we're considering the under £100 challenge. Now, even if I wasn't involved in said challenge, I'd have still bought this watch because it was an absolute theft on my part. It really did channel my inner Scouser this time around. So we have a fiberglass casing. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. All those features. This crown is actually quite the optical illusion. It does look like it's a normal function crown, however it is actually a push function. Now this watch is Bluetooth and it does link to your mobile device. You just have to download the relevant Alpina app. Alpina is a Swiss brand, which makes this a Swiss made watch, and it is actually the cheapest Swiss connected watch on the market. All the others are 1000 CHF and above. This one coming in a 595 CHF. I think that's an absolute steal. It speaks for itself really, doesn't it? The bezel is functioning. 120 click unidirectional dive style bezel. As well as that, this does have a 100 meter water resistance rating, which would be suitable for water activities. As we move to the case back, you can see there is actually a screw in case back. Also there you can see Swiss Connect. As mentioned, this is the cheapest Swiss connected watch on the market. The others that you're thinking of are probably the likes of Tag Heuer and Breitling. Sapphire crystal with a nice little level of AR coating makes this dial really nicely visible. As mentioned, I think the best feature of this is the accent from the orange to the black casing, as well as that the black dial. The dial itself is very legible, very easy to read. We have batons at the 3, 9 and 6, Swiss made either side of that 6 o'clock indicator. Up at the 12 o'clock we have the Alpina logo for the 12 o'clock indicator. Now we do have other measurements on the inside of the dial that will link up to the smart features of this watch. This one is loomed. We have a really nice broad handset, so I'm expecting a good level of loom on this one. One thing that I do really like, and you've just seen it there, is that snap of the handset. It's a very accurate piece, this one. Obviously linking up to your cellular device makes it even more accurate and will keep it in check. I really like the orange outlines to that hour hand also, as well as the nice tip, which brings it very close to the minute track on the outer edge. Stainless steel effect to the outer edge of the handset. Alpina printed at the 12 o'clock, followed by the Seastrong HSW print above the 6. Let me get the lights out and let's have a look at how this loom performs on this watch. Okay, so the printed dial is nicely loomed, even down to the smart indicators around the outer edge of that minute track. I'm actually quite happy with the level of loom on here. The handset is much brighter than the dial itself. The dial is a little bit more pale, however, it is doing the job and it doesn't seem to be fading. It is sticking on in there with the handset very nicely. Now, this isn't very inventive, however, it does the job and it does it well. I definitely give this a 7.5 out of 10 myself. Compared to others that I have seen, it is, yeah, it's strong. Seastrong, some would say. Oh, I'm terrible at making jokes. As we move away from the head of the watch, we move on to the band that this watch is sat on, and is a dive style, waffle style rubber band, quite comfortable on wrist. We have two rubber keepers up here. The buckle here is signed with the Alpina logo, nicely brushed. I would have liked to have seen that in black to match the casing itself. However, it's not the worst thing in the world. Let me just pop this one on wrist and show you how it looks on my 6.25 inch wrists. Dive style feeling to this one, obviously. It is a bigger watch, being 44mm, however, it does fit nicely with a shorter lug to lug. I do really like that orange bezel, you know. It just has a nice little tone to it. It's an aluminium bezel insert, not ceramic. However, again, really nice tone to it. I think it gives a real nice aesthetic to the watch. A lot of people will be a fan of this orange and black aesthetic. This has got to be a winner at £80. Obviously, $525 on the open market, but I think that I have got the biggest bargain I could possibly have done for this competition. So you guys know what to do now. You need to go to the poll and you need to vote for Jason the Watch Guy. And then come back here and let me know that you've done it. Thank you in advance. Okay, I'm not going to end the video there. No, I am going to do my moan section as I usually would. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a fair process. I will be checking to see if the other guys did it. Now, some downsides to this piece. Obviously, not everyone's going to be a fan of these smart features. And if you're not, they do have an Alpina Seastrong that you can pick up. Pretty much exactly the same style without the smart features. Go for that one. The Alpina buckle up here is a little bit of a letdown, not matching the casing. I think that that's a little slip of the ball from them. I'm not a big fan of these push button crowns, personally. I'm not the biggest fan of a smart feature watch either. However, at this price, I can't really complain for a Swiss connected one. As well as that, 44mm will be too big for some. I understand that it's not the ideal proportions for everyone, but for this dive style, I think that it really does suit it. Overall, I think this is an absolutely gorgeous watch, and I'm glad that it's an actual watch, not just a smartwatch. It's more along the lines of a watch with smart features, and that I can abide by. Not a fan of smartwatches at all. This, however, it does definitely slip within the boundaries for myself. And I hope that slips in there for you guys too. For £80, I definitely couldn't have done any better. Right guys, I've mentioned this about 20 times now. Here's the list of competitors. I am in poll number 2. There are 2 polls for you to vote on. The winner of each poll goes head to head at the end. Now I need you to go to poll 2 and I need you to vote for myself. Obviously, welcome to go check out the competition. In fact, I encourage you. Down below, I have linked each one of their channels, and I'd really like it if you all went out and subscribed to those channels also. If you like mine, then you're going to like theirs. There's some great creators out there that don't get the recognition that they really do deserve, and these guys are definitely some of them, so please do go show them some support in likes, comments, subscriptions. Just don't vote for them because you need to go and vote for me. I'll show support, but I'm not going to lose. God. So guys, once you've voted, come back here and let me know that you have voted for myself. Check out the other videos and I will be back soon. Hopefully in a plea for the second poll. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and do go and show those guys a little bit of love. Remember to subscribe to this channel, leave me a comment and a like, and I will see you in the next one.